This is the WASD and Beyond podcast. And welcome to the WASD and Beyond podcast. This is your brutal, banging Doomslayer host, Matthew.
Wow, you're a brutal banging Doomslayer, huh?
Yeah.
Slayer, not Slater. This year not so put together host, Nick. How's it going, everybody?
How's your week been so far, Nick?
Another week of quarantine. So, it's been good. I've been with the fiance and the baby, and that little guy doesn't sleep. So, but my fiance did go out and buy me a Nintendo Switch. And she got me Animal Crossing. So I will say I do have the Animal Crossing bug now. It's really fucking good. It's fun. It's a good time waster, and it's like Minecraft. It's super relaxing.
Yeah.
And this is my first like in with Animal Crossing. So It's super relaxing.
I had no idea what the fuck it was. I just saw like everyone freaking out, like, "Oh my god, Animal Crossing's gonna be great! Animal Crossing's gonna be great!" And I even watched an IGN review, just like, "What the fuck is this game? Like, I don't understand what this is." And I watched it. I was like, "Okay, yeah, I can see it. You know, this seems like it'd be a lot of fun for those who enjoy it." Of course, I'm more of an FPS, bash people faces in kind of person.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, if you were to go outside and use one of those tiny bongs you have, because Matt has tiny bongs. They're like baby dick bongs, dude. I don't get it. But if you smoked out of your little tiny bongs and you went back inside and played Animal Crossing, you'd be in heaven. You'd just be running around your stupid little island, catching bugs, catching fish, building your house up. Tom Nook's a bastard because he fucking puts you in debt every fucking time. That's fine, though. You just got to get your bells up. It's cool. It's fucking worth it. It's good. It's really fun. It's fun. It's good.
That's good.
But yeah, other than that, I've been doing nothing. What about you? How's your quarantine been this week?
Pretty miserable. Had a really bad ear infection for about 6 days.
Yeah, hence why we're recording late.
Yeah. No, it was. I think it was like Friday. It started to. Oh no, it was like Thursday or Friday last week. I started getting a lot of ear pain, and it started fucking getting worse and worse. I went to the doctors and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna give you fucking nothing." I'm like, "Cool, thanks. All right, I guess I'll just deal with it," until eventually it went away. But
at least hook a dude up with some codeine or something cool.
Right, like I had I managed to swindle some Tylenol 3 from my parents. Really?
Tylenol 3.
Yeah,
We talked about that game on this channel before.
What game?
You know what game I'm talking about. When you pop a couple extra strength Tylenols and start going at it and see who wins, you or nature.
Yeah.
Nature always wins unless you got the rhythm down.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I never tried to partake in such a game.
It's asking for a friend.
Yeah, exactly. For a friend.
Well, I'm glad you feel better because you even when I stopped by, I broke quarantine to go pick up beer from his roommate. Okay,
he did break quarantine. Everyone, he fucking broke quarantine, and then he wouldn't leave my house.
So we were we were in the backyard. B, we were 6 feet. We were like more than 6 feet apart. We wouldn't get near each other.
Stupid. We had a little round table, and every time someone needed to shift and move, everyone
someone would walk back
around. Yeah, it was stupid. It felt stupid. I need to go this way. You guys need to fucking do that so I can get to the garbage.
It's good beer though. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. Tonight I'm drinking. Oh god damn it! Hit my microphone stand. Hop Solution by Bell's.
Hop Solution. That's cool. I'm drinking a wonderful can of water.
I call that the Ben Kissel Special.
The Ben Kissel Special.
because that's all Ben Kissel on last podcast will drink. He's just a BL guy.
Yeah. No, I have to. Okay, so my best friend Jessica, she
Yep.
actually, her and her fiance just got their like bridal party and all of that stuff together, and we're gonna be going to Milwaukee for. I know, right? We're gonna be going to Milwaukee next year for the bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Okay.
So I have a year now to, because the entire thing is just they like craft beer. So we're going to be going to just a shit ton of breweries. So that
So
means I
what
have
you're
a
saying is you're gonna
year.
have a miserable time.
I have a year to develop a taste for craft beer because I am not going to be able to get Bud Light from every single one of those places. There's no fucking way in
You're not
hell.
gonna be able to get Bud Light from any of those places.
Most likely, yeah. They told me, they're like, well, some of those places will have. I'm like, yeah, you always say that there's stuff for me, and then there's never any stuff for me. So
Listen, you're a Pilsner / lager type of guy. So when you go there, be like, I drink Pilsners and lagers. And they'll be like, oh, this is the closest thing we have to shit. Here you go. And they'll
it's
give you
not
your
shit.
fucking.
It's not shit. It is my preferred taste.
Well, we'll accent that taste, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get you drinking good stuff.
Um,
You got your taste. You know what you like in beer. You like Pilsners and lagers. So you got to try craft Pilsners and lagers.
well, I mean, I have. It's not like I haven't. But
No, I don't. You
every,
did.
every time I try them, they're always terrible, though.
You like the one at the Red Fox, that Irish sports bar we were at.
No, that one was good. It was a real good German Pilsner.
But that was a good German beer though.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah,
It is what
exactly.
it is.
So other
Wow.
than the fact that I had an ear infection and I'd like the idea of even putting on a headset to try and game just sounded miserable.
I wouldn't have done that. No.
Right. So that's why I stayed away from it. But now that I'm better, I have a Valorant beta key, and
I do as well.
oh boy, I cannot wait to just fucking sink in some time, dude. I
Yes.
cannot wait. I'm having a weird issue though.
What
For
is
some
that?
reason, I think my account is region locked to Russia because in Russia there's no voice chat, there's no VoIP in Valorant. Like that's not allowed.
You might want to hit up
So
customer service, dude.
I have. But so not only do I not have any voice chat in game, along with like any even there's no options to even like bind the keys. But then you go to the store to try to purchase points so you can buy in game like cosmetics and shit, and that's in rubles. And I'm like, that's not my currency.
It's in
Why is
marble
that-
currency.
It's like, okay, I didn't realize that you were taking Monopoly money.
Pretty much, dude. Pretty fucking much.
So yeah, that's my issue. That's why I haven't been playing it. I played 2 games and it was just the quietest fucking things. I can't hear my teammates. I can't talk to my teammates other than in like fucking text chat. And it makes it pretty difficult
That sucks.
to like
With a
give
game like that,
call-outs
you need communication.
Right. It is really difficult to talk and communicate with my team and give them call outs. It's like I can't peek around a corner and be like, oh shit, there's people there, peek back in, and then fucking type out the message to them. Like everyone's already dead
Doesn't
by
work.
that. Yeah.
Doesn't
Everyone's
work.
already dead.
So I sank 3 hours into Valorant already.
hmm
And I've been letting Julian play it because he's already top of the leaderboard. Kid's fucking good. It's so stupid. It's not right. It's not right. It's fun. It's very fun. I do like the abilities. It doesn't overpower the game. I thought maybe it was going to overpower the game just a little bit, I thought maybe it'd be gimmicky. I guess the right word would be. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So it's Counter-Strike, and you add like a few like Overwatch-esque things to the game. No, it feels great. Feels really fucking good. The gunplay is great. ADS feels awesome. And I honestly, I feel like you get a little punished for using ADS.
A little bit, yeah.
So, which I like. I like that a lot. But that makes the game more accessible to other people, though.
Right.
Which is good because you want as many people to play that game. Not a lot of people play Counter-Strike, but not a lot of people play Counter-Strike. You know what I'm saying? Like
Counter-Strike, everyone's got it, but like you're not everybody is trying to climb to global.
no, and Valorant feels like a game where like as soon as the rank system, which I don't know if it's implemented yet, it's probably not.
No, not yet, but it will be.
As soon as that ranking system is implemented, I feel like a lot of people are going to try to gun for high highest rank because it's
Oh,
going to be accessible to everybody.
oh yeah. No,
So
it's absurd. There's already teams signing Valorant pros. So actually, Ninja in Pajamas, Nip, they have
yeah,
now signed a. I don't know if it's an entire roster, but they have some ex Paladin pros that they are signing to their Ninjas in Pajamas team. I know, right?
Paladin went pro. Paladin was
Paladin.
an esport.
For like the year that it was alive, yes. Um,
Ugh.
but then you have SK Telecom T1, a one of the pretty much one of the best. I think it's Korean teams for League of Legends. Like they're the fucking guys to beat, right? Like they're
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ones that they show up to the world's like the world tournament, and it's like okay, they're gonna win this year, like they
yeah.
did the
Good luck,
last 3
everybody.
years, right?
Yeah,
So they have now expanded their, they have now expanded to a new Valorant roster, and they actually have signed Brax and I think is Azpex, two guys that were formerly Brax used to be known as Swag. Both
yeah, yeah, yeah.
both of them were a part of the iBuyPower CS:GO team that 4 out of the 5 members got banned for that match fixing scandal like
Yeah.
5 or 6 years ago. And the balls of them to just like
Bring them back.
right to bring them back into a completely new sport for a game that honestly no one's really gotten to play it. It literally just started beta, right?
Yeah.
And people are already signing CS players for this game. And you have people like Shroud and Skadoodle and Nothing who have all mentioned or talked about going pro in Valorant now.
Shroud's thinking about it.
So Shroud posted in April
He said he's making more money streaming though.
than CS. Yeah.
I guess it's a whole new medium though.
Right. This is
Medium, yeah.
right. This has the potential to like go past and beyond that. Also, I feel like with him going to Mixer, his viewership dropped immensely. So gunning
Think so.
towards, oh, definitely. I mean,
Damn, yeah.
like it's just the fact that it's a smaller platform. There's just not as many people watching. But
They still paid for him.
I'm guessing like trying to go pro into a game with streaming, that is something that like that's what got him started in the first place with CS:GO, was streaming, trying to get pro. So it's essentially the same deal. You're just doing it with the next new game.
And I think Valorant's going to be that game where it's going to open up doors for really good players.
Mm-hmm.
Like Evan hasn't played it yet, but I could see like players that we know who are very skilled players, have really good skill set. Julian and Evan, if they start getting into this game as early as they can right now, I feel like they can at least get on semi-pro right now. Julian's already top frag. He's already a top fragger right now.
Right. I mean, the game is 85% Counter-Strike. If you
Exactly.
have any Counter-Strike experience, most of your skill set will carry over. So
well, he's played it for 14 hours straight.
yeah, well, that's because it's Julian. Like
but he told me he wants to start taking it back to that next level again. I was like, yes, yes. I'll Michael Jackson you, buddy.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's dad, not Michael Jackson. My little brother, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. No, I see Valorant opening up doors for a lot of skilled young gamers trying to enter the esports arena.
Mm-hmm.
So,
funny little
which
thing,
I like.
Funny little thing on Valorant that I just remembered. Obviously this is just kind of like speculation. I don't know if there's been an official response yet. There may have been, and I just didn't see it. But Dr. Disrespect has been streaming Valorant for the last like 2 or 3 days now,
saying there's drops and there's no drops.
Yes, he's
what a
been
dickhead.
claiming in the title of his stream that drops are enabled and drops maximize and all day drops. Yet he himself, his Twitch is not giving drops out. He wasn't a part of the closed beta, closed alpha testing, which all of the streamers who were a part of that are the ones who have drops enabled.
Dropped enabled.
He wasn't a part of it, and so he doesn't have drops. It's just that simple. So I don't know if it was supposed to be just like a joke that was kind of
playing on his character.
Right.
That's what he's a good bad guy. So like do you want to give him that respect to be like, well, it's probably a part. It's just part of his character. That's like pretty much when people like talk about MF Doom. MF Doom does really stupid, not cool shit in the music industry by sending impersonators out to play his shows. You pay like $400 to go see a MF Doom, and it's a Doom bot. But it's just that's his character. But do you want to give Dr. Disrespect that same kind of treatment where it's like, this is okay to do? You're reaping the benefits from this game and these drops, and you're not even doing it.
Right.
You're lying to your audience.
You're baiting your audience, and for those who may not even know that, how to tell if drops are enabled or whatnot, like he was in subscribers only chat.
Only mode, yeah, so you couldn't even call him out.
Right, exactly. But then, like I said, if you don't really have a good grasp as to like how exactly the drops and everything work, if you didn't do the research on it, you could be a little confused. I remember when the Escape from Tarkov did the first drops that I had like seen on Twitch, I was confused. I had no idea how the fuck it worked. We have all these people who are trying to watch streams to get beta access, and they're potentially wasting an entire day or so watching someone who does not have drops enabled.
Yep.
It seems a little scummy.
Sucks.
Like, I don't want to jump to conclusions and say that it's something that he did on purpose to get more views, or if it's just, like I said, a joke taken out of the wrong context. Or I don't know. He could have even put a response out.
He responded to some guy on Twitter by just telling him he's a tattletale.
Yeah, that was it. That's all I saw. So
like, it seems like he's playing into the Dr. Disrespect character and not who Guy actually is.
Yeah.
Because I've heard Guy himself is, yes, flawed past with his wife. That's none of my fucking business, though. That's nobody's business to bring up. But like, either he's playing the character role, right, or he's just a douche. I really accented the douche part, or he's a douche who fucking wanted to get views and prey off. People don't know how that system actually works. Because if you know how it works, you'll see drops enabled in like the bottom left, I believe.
Right underneath the, if you scroll down, it'll be right underneath the title of the stream.
And I think it's green text. You'll see it'll say drops enabled. If you don't know how it works and it just says drops enabled in the title, well, you're kind of fucking baited. You're and you waste the fucking, he'll stream for like 12 hours a day. So you've just left him on your computer for 12 hours when you could have been watching like Summit or anyone else.
Which, shout out to Summit, because that's where I got my drop.
That's where I got my drop.
Yeah.
That's where I got my drop, which it's kind of bittersweet that I got my drop because I do have a baby now, so I'm not able to play as much.
It is a running joke in our Discord that you are only online for 10 minutes a day, and you're the one that gets the drop, the person who's able to play 10 minutes a day sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, I hopped on earlier to play with the guys. We played some Escape from Tarkov. I actually left the Scav raid with some good shit. Thanks to Shane and everybody, Elliot and all them. And I was just so tired. The baby kept me up until fucking 3 p.m. And everyone's like, you need to go the fuck to bed because you are a zombie. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So I actually just an hour ago woke up from my nap. So I'll be up all fucking night. But it is what it is. Nice. But no, yeah. Valorant, from what I play, is great.
Yeah, same here. I like the gunplay. It feels really smooth. The abilities are, for the most part, very utility based and not so overpowered. Like, I'm gonna press this button and you fucking die.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of play, counterplay. Everything's for the most part pretty well balanced from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's really well balanced from what I played. So I like it a lot.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how that game develops and where it goes. It has the potential, if they just continue to do things properly.
If they just keep going down the path they're on right now, Valorant will be right under and tailing Counter-Strike in no time.
Right. I'm not going to say that it's going to be the Counter-Strike killer and everything like that, but it will be a major competitor.
I really don't think anything's going to really knock Counter-Strike off its pedestal, especially with Counter-Strike switching over to Source 2 soon. So it's going to be like a whole new different Counter-Strike again.
Speaking of Counter-Strike, there was actually just a big announcement that a big patch that they put out earlier today, I think. with
Really?
adjustments to weapons, weapon costs, their damage. Like they said that they're going to be redoing maps and stuff like that. I don't know. Either A, Valve is Valve, and they've had things planned already. So it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
this little fucking
absolutely.
game. The moment that they even get some traction, will be like, hey, guess what? God bam! Fucking, here's a major update.
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely.
Or that's not the case at all, and they're just like, yo guys, people really like this game. We might need to look at ours because there's a lot of people who are upset about stuff that we haven't changed.
It's
And
probably a bit of both. Honestly, I'm sure they've had patches and rollouts ready to go, and then
right,
Valorant drops, and they're like, "Ooh, yikes! All right, drop it, roll it out, roll it out, roll it out." And like,
I
yeah, you got look at the success of Half-Life Alyx, because it's a steamrolling success. There's no way anyone could say it didn't succeed in everything it wanted to succeed in.
yeah,
It's a 10 out of 10 game. It just is. So I think Valve has a lot up their sleeves right now, especially with Counter-Strike, Half-Life series, and Portal. I think there's some Portal shit coming.
fucking better be.
I think there is. I wouldn't be surprised they had shit ready, but with the drop of Valorant, the beta at least, it definitely feels like they're like, ooh, time to play some catch up. So,
I honestly wouldn't put it past Valve if they already had CS:GO ported to the Source 2 engine, and they're just
they
waiting
do,
for Valorant to be fully released.
and then
Be
drop
like,
CS
hey, here you go. Yeah.
Global Offense Source 2. Oh, great, because that Source 2 adds a whole different level of fidelity to Counter Strike. If you look at it, it's
Mhm.
gonna add a whole different level of fidelity.
Right.
It's gonna add new ways to play with the game. It's gonna change Counter Strike again, which is what Counter Strike needs.
Possibly, or it'll stay the
It'll-
exact same with just a little bit better graphics. We'll have to see.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
you,
you could
yeah,
play it into like, hey, this game is perfect. Let's not fucking touch anything except for the visuals, and then bam,
which would be fine. That
right,
it would still succeed in that aspect. But they could also add some different nuances. So
right.
nothing crazy, but enough to be like, hey, this is a little new.
Mhm.
Let us know if you like it. Speaking of game news, because that's what this segment is. The first 20. By the way, I'm just going to call it out. Yes, we rant for the first 20, 30 minutes, and then the rest of the episode is going to be about whatever. This is going to be our news segment. Every beginning of the episode is the intro, news, actual fucking thing. There you go. I've laid out the format. It's good. So,
Fuck the news. I just
fuck.
want to talk about a few things and then get onto the main.
Well,
topic.
that's what I'm saying. That's what this is. Fallout is rolling out Wastelanders, or it's already rolled out.
It is already rolled out Wastelanders, and it is coming to Steam April 14th.
Saw that, but I already own it on Bethesda, unfortunately. I'd be more apt, I think, to play 76 again if I had it on Steam, which I know sounds very weird.
No,
But it's just playing it on Steam for me would be a lot
more
better, convenient than having their shit ass launcher on my computer. I don't want the Bethesda launcher. I don't want the Epic Game launcher. I don't want Origin. I don't want it. I just want Steam.
Yeah.
Let me have Steam.
I don't need Uplay. I don't need
No.
fucking. I don't
Nice
need
try, though.
Origin. I don't need Epic. Don't need any
No,
of that.
I've seen Steam. Riot doesn't have a game launcher. You just download the game. I like that. Download their fucking game.
There's a different launcher for each of the games, I think.
But that's like game specific.
But because there is a game inside of League of Legends that you need the League of Legends game installed in order to then play. I think it's not their Legends of Runeterra. It's Teamfight Tactics.
Well, that's like having Gary's Mod not having Half-Life 2 installed. It's good. You're gonna have problems.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Wastelanders. I haven't played it yet. I have Fallout 76, so I guess I could play it and I could report back next week.
Yeah, I mean,
I really don't want to. I really fucking don't want to. But this is like our hobby / hopefully our job one day right here. So it's like I kind of have to deal with it if I want to make this a thing.
I mean, yes and no. You don't have to deal with games that you don't want to deal with, right? Like, if you want this to be your job, then you are able to work for yourself.
True. But if I'm mad, though, if I get really mad, that's good content.
Angry Nick show?
Oh, don't do that.
No.
I'm not ripping on the Angry Joe show.
No
way. We're not even close to them.
I was saying that you're trying to take copy off of him. That you're gonna
No,
steal
you
his idea.
bitch. You fucking bitch. No, you're Carol Baskins. Oh, by the way, I came to a revelation on Twitter.
Oh
Before
yeah.
we do, is there any other gaming news you wanted to go into?
Um, Call of Duty's new battle pass is out.
Good or bad?
I don't know. I don't fucking.
I don't play Call of Duty.
um, Call of Duty has been plagued with a lot of cheaters, especially in like Warzone. People are not a fan of it anymore. But um, for Warzone, they did up the squads to 4 people now instead of 3, which finally I guess, but
Yeah,
that doesn't change it that much. They
yeah.
did some other like tweaks, and then they added a couple of new maps, a couple of new guns along with the battle pass and things like that.
Okay.
Um, I've hit my Call of Duty lifespan, so
Yeah, it was fun. I'm done.
yeah, that's I dislike Call of Duties because it is one of the only games that I will pay to play for a month,
Yep.
knowing that I am not going to play it a fucking day longer.
It's a guilty
Right?
pleasure, dude. It honestly
Yeah.
is. It's a guilty pleasure that harkens back to when we were all hanging out playing video games together in a small basement.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Is there anything else or no?
No, that I think that's it for me. So you go on with your Twitter revelation.
My Twitter revelation. First and foremost, American Dad is better than Family Guy. I'm gonna say
Yes.
that right now.
No,
That
definitely. I don't fight
it's
me.
better.
Like
You see this? You see my little Trump hand? It's better.
you can't change my mind on that one.
You can't. No, American Dad's far superior. It's far superior than Family Guy. Family Guy's fucking fart jokes. American Dad is fucking hilarious. Roger Smith is Joe Exotic.
Yes.
Let me flip that. Joe Exotic is a disguise of Roger Smith come to life and gone too far. It is. I sound like Alex Jones right now talking about this, but it is. He's totally Roger Smith. He just did whatever he did whatever he wanted, made it happen. He thought it in his head. It went. I want a zoo. I got a zoo. I want tigers. I got tigers. I'm gay and have a mullet. I'm gay and have a mullet. He had a fun time, and he just made it all happen.
See, I haven't seen the show. I don't really have any
You
plans
have
to.
to.
I
You have
don't
to.
have any plans to see the show. I don't have to because it looks horrible. I will
It's
say
great.
though, there are 2 things that I know about the show. One, tigers are incredibly cheap. Apparently, they're only
$2,000 per cub.
right. Yeah,
Not bad.
not bad at all. Seeing as how you could pay that much for a fucking dog. Like,
You can buy a fucking cool ass gaming rig for that.
yeah, like that's really not that expensive as I thought it would, right? Like
No,
I was always under the impression like this guy owns a tiger, right? This dude's fucking loaded. No,
he
it's
owns
like,
like
hey,
fucking
I sold
100 tigers.
right. No, it's like hey, where'd you get that tiger? Oh, I sold my old my 04 Honda Civic. I got about 2,500 from it, but went ahead and got myself a tiger. It's like what?
He was making ligers.
Yeah. The other thing that I am quite impressed with is his ability to turn not gay men into gay men.
Easy.
Just a little bit of
Boom.
meth. Yeah.
Boom. Boom. Did you hear his fucking like gay ninja brain fuck he did?
No. You want to clarify
the
that
one
for me
guy-
real quick?
The one guy was like, he was talking to his one of his husbands, right? This is before he was his husband. He was like, do you like porn? And he's like, yeah, I like porn. Do you like it when the guy has the big one or the little one? He goes, I like it when he has the big one. He's like, well, then you're kind of gay. And it's like, what kind of fucking gay brain gymnastics is that? Like, he's just like fucking in the dude's head. It's like, I might be gay.
See, he's not wrong. But,
No, he's not.
I'm not quite surprised by that because that's actually a Ron White stand-up bit.
Is it?
Yeah, from
The Joe Exotic's a copycat.
It's I want to say it was probably in like 04 or 05. The fucking the redneck comedy tour. I'm trying to remember what that was fucking called with like Larry the Cable Guy and
Oh yeah. What?
Yeah.
We don't gotta get into that.
from that. Yeah, I remember that. And he did a
That's
bit
what
on
Joe
that,
Exotic
and I
said.
was like, yeah, I'm a little bit gay, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, same here. That's fine. Whatever.
I have man
That's cool.
crushes. It is what it is.
Tom Holland, dude.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy, not Tom Holland. Tom Holland's too small. Tom Hardy, I meant.
Tom Holland.
Eh,
Tom Holland is also a little bit young for you, just a wee bit.
yeah, yeah. This episode's going off the rails. Thank you, Joe Exotic. Thank you, Joe Exotic. Carol Baskins killed her husband.
Yes, she did.
100%.
100% facts. Nothing but
Fucking
that.
that fucking bitch. Yeah, that's all he says. The entire
That
series.
fucking bitch, Carol Baskins.
Carol fucking Baskins, that fucking bitch.
Did you see? I think it was on like Twitter. He said that like if he were to have a movie made about him, he wanted David Spade to be him. And then there's actually a video of David Spade like, God damn it, that Carol Baskins. I'm like, this is fucking perfect.
Actors are clamoring to play Joe Exotic. They want to be Joe Exotic. There's a fucking Netflix movie about to be made about Joe Exotic.
Speaking of Joe Exotic, this is actually something I just thought about. In the Modern Warfare Battle Pass, one of the skins for one of the operators looks like one of the dudes from the show with like the horrible tattoos and like the gaps in his teeth.
Oh, his husband? That's his husband. That's the one who was like, who was never gay and was banging the girl up at the front. Dude, you have to watch it. But we're done. No more Tiger King talk. We're done.
We've hit our 30-minute mark. Let's get on to the actual topic of today's episode.
So this episode, the titles will give it away. Hell and Back, baby. Another Doom episode, and this episode is about Doom Eternal. Now that Matt and I have both completed it. Matt actually completed it.
I did. I finished a fucking game, you guys.
He fucking did it.
I finished a game.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked
I can hear
too.
the frustration in your voice finishing it, though. You were pissed. So
no, it didn't help that you were fucking mocking me. Okay, real quick. I'm fighting the final boss. I'm on the last level of the game. I keep dying, right? I'm having a tough time. You know, it happens. You know, you need a couple of tries. And this motherfucker over here is like, well, I thought you were better at video games than that. I'm surprised you're having trouble. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm doing what I can, all right? And he's like, oh,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Jerk.
Anyways, this episode is Doom Eternal. I'm going to preface this by saying I fucking loved this game. From start to finish of the campaign, I felt like I was breaking both of my hands with how much this game had me fucking moving. This game had me moving my fingers and hands like no other game ever before. My shit hurt every fucking time I stopped playing the game. I was stressed out every time I was playing the game, and I know I'm fat, but I was sweating every time I was playing this game. It was an experience. From each different arena to the Fortress of Doom. Dude, this game was fucking awesome. It pretty much gave life to Bethesda again with this game. It grabbed Bethesda's nutsack and just twisted a little bit and brought it back up a little bit. They're back because of id again. This game was fantastic. Before we go into technicalities, what about you? What did you think?
It was fucking incredible. I loved it. Loved it. That being said, we are going to get into a little bit of further discussion about it. We're going to do our best to keep it as like spoiler free as we can.
So we don't want to talk about too much of the game.
Right. We're not going to get into too many specifics about like what enemies there are, what guns you unlock, things like that. You know, for anyone who hasn't done that, we can discuss all of that in a little spoiler section that we can put at the end of this episode. But for this main topic, let's try to keep it spoiler free. With that being said, it was incredible. It was fucking incredible. Oh. So I'm not a big fan of like the arena wave-based kind of shooters. You know, obviously they have a little bit of a special place in my heart for them, but they've never been like super. I've never been super into them.
Yeah.
But this one it took it to a whole nother level. Like I played the Doom 2016 reboot and I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty good, you know. And playing this, like literally, that's fucking chump change. Get that shit out of here, right?
Yep,
Like
absolutely.
completely knocked it out of the park with this one. I'm not gonna say that like I'm trying to like suck this game's dick. I thoroughly enjoyed it, even though I do have some issues with it. For the most part, it is an incredible experience with my first playthrough. I can't wait to do a second playthrough. Um, Maybe on, a harder difficulty. Like the fucking, what is it, Ultra Nightmare or whatever.
Fuck
Not that one.
that.
Not that one. The one underneath it. Like there's
Yeah,
like,
Nightmare.
well, there's like Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare, and then there's like one more where it's like if you die once, the entire
That's
game's
Ultra
over
Nightmare.
for you. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, fuck that. Maybe the one underneath that. But yeah. Um so I guess we can start getting into like the broad overview of the story.
Yeah.
Um Now, it sort of picks up where Doom 2016 left off, even though
Yes.
it did and it didn't. There's kind of a lot of left
It's a
unanswered
little bit of a
questions.
flash forward type thing, like
Yeah,
not too far in the future though. It's not far at all in the future. It's like, boom, here you are.
right.
It's just like this is happening right now in front of you. Um, so it's not like a you're not it's not like Half-Life to Half-Life 2, where it's
Mhm.
like you just wake up on a train and you're like, where the fuck am I? But yeah, you wake up in the Fortress of Doom pretty much,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
yeah,
So with that being said, like essentially, demons have invaded Earth, and it's up to you to fucking stop them, right? Like that's it. It is what it is. So the overall story, I didn't think was like the greatest, right? I mean, it definitely could have been a lot better, a lot more involving, but it definitely didn't feel out of place like a lot of people were saying in a Doom game with like the cutscenes and stuff like that. I didn't find any issue with that. Um, but I know, like I said, I have seen a lot of people online complaining about it. But it overall, it did its job. It helped push the story forward. It always felt like there was a goal to accomplish, something to take care of. Um, yeah, I mean, the story itself, like I said, it was a little bit above average. But obviously, you're not playing Doom for the story. You're playing for the gameplay.
no, absolutely. So you're not playing a game like Doom for like a fucking Oscar worthy story. Like, you're just not. But what I will say is all the lore that is entrenched in this game is phenomenal. This game is bleeding with lore. It is bleeding and dripping with lore. And if you take the time to find it, it is very fucking good. It adds to the story. It adds right on top of the story. And it's great. I didn't have a problem with any of the cutscenes, honestly. So people bitching and moaning about that, it just seems like they're nitpicking at that point because they're not able to keep ripping and tearing. But like you need that break from constant fucking movement. Like you need that quick second of breather time.
Yeah,
Because the game doesn't give you much time to breathe, other than when you chainsaw an enemy for health and all that shit. That's your quick second, and that's literally a quick second, and then back into the fucking game. So those breaks felt very well timed. It wasn't It wasn't like overbearing, and it wasn't out of nowhere. You knew when a break was about to happen, and it was a very quick break. Still,
yeah,
there were not long cutscenes.
no.
So for people to complain about that, you're nitpicking. You're finding reasons to be pissed off. So
Right. There were like a couple of cutscenes that they were kind of, like for instance, there's a scene where like the Doomslayer, he's walking past like a bunch of scientists, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, is that him? Is that the Doomslayer?" And at one hand, you're like, "Fuck yeah, that's me! Get out of my fucking way!" And then on the other hand, it's like, do we really need this part? Like, is this really essential? It's kind of funny to laugh at, but at the same time,
I get that, but it did feel nice to have that bit of comic relief
yeah,
because it was good comic relief, and it's cool to see that the story is very much so intertwined with the last game and previous Doom titles. So I like shit like that, but I can also have people be like, Let's go. Give me back in the action. I can see why, but you need those moments of fucking break time. Like it was much needed.
With that being said, if you don't want to watch the cutscenes, you can easily just skip it by holding down R.
Yeah,
So
it tells you right up. It's like you don't want to watch this bullshit. Press R.
right. So for the people that are like upset about the fact that there's cutscenes in it, I don't quite understand it because like it's like we're saying, even if you don't want to watch the very short, kind of breaks, you can just skip right past it. Whatever.
You're missing out on lore though. That's the thing.
If you care about the lore, then obviously you're gonna want to stick around for the cutscenes, and you're gonna be looking for all of like the collectibles in the, looking for the lore. But if you're someone who doesn't care too much about the lore, like myself, the cutscenes are still fine, not a big deal. And if you really, really don't care about it, then just fucking skip it and shut the fuck up about it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
No, I want to fucking, my fucking Twitter fingers are
Well, that's where
firing up.
Well, that's where the entitled gamer comments come from. Like everyone's like, "Well, you're just an entitled gamer." It's like, no, I am not. But I understand why you think that because I am complaining about something in your game. I'm not this guy though. Like that's how I always want to be. Like I'm not the guy complaining about cutscenes in a fucking video game.
Yeah,
I'm the guy complaining about a fucking game-breaking bug.
right. Like when your account is set in Russia instead of US, or if you can't finish the last
Dude,
level
just grab a handful of marbles and try to lob them over to fucking the Soviet Union, man. You're good. You
or
got
like
this
when
shit.
you encounter a game breaking bug that doesn't let you complete the last mission of a game for a little while until it's fixed, things
Ugh.
like that. Things like that happen.
Anyways,
Yeah.
anyways, so yeah, if you don't like the fucking cutscenes, press R, hold R, skip it. Don't bitch about it because the cutscenes, even if you don't care about them, they were pretty damn good. Most of them were pretty good. They felt in place with the game, and I enjoyed them. It was fun. The game was fun, and that's the thing I liked about this game is it took itself serious, but not too serious,
Right.
and it made you feel. And everyone has said it. It makes you feel like a badass motherfucker. You feel like Doomslayer when you play this game. You fucking feel like this guy. And like he is pissed. Like you thought he was mad in 2016? He is pissed in 2020. This motherfucker is pissed. And it is great. A couple of my highlights for the game was definitely the platforming. I enjoyed the platforming. I enjoyed scaling walls with your hand. And then I enjoyed the double jump to shifting through the air. I like that a lot.
Okay, so it sounds like you want to get onto the game mechanics. Yes. The double jumping and the dashing.
Yeah, dashing. Yep.
It's a fucking game changer for a game that you're constantly holding W.
Oh,
Game
so
changer.
nice.
You're fucking everywhere across the map. Just fucking zip, zap, zoom, like everywhere. It's incredible. You're just flying around the fucking map at like Mach speed.
Dude, it's insane.
You have your fucking there's also the platforming with like the what is it, like the fucking monkey bars and shit like that, and a lot of difficult spots to get to. You have to platform a lot to get to some of like the secret areas and to get like upgrades, collectibles, things like
Dude,
that.
There were times when I was just platforming around, just fucking around the map, and I would fling myself too far or dash too far and find a secret.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. Like, that's sweet. Like, I found another secret because I was just fucking around on the map.
Mm-hmm.
It felt great. I loved it.
I think that the game, so before we get into like the specific mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
When you talk about like, fuck, I'm losing my train of thought on this one. You know what? Forget it. Forget it. I already forgot what I was going to say. I don't know. I completely forgot. I'm under pressure. All right. Leave me alone.
Well, you're not under pressure.
I have no idea. I had something to say. And then the moment I went to say it, it fucking lost.
Was it about the game mechanics?
It was going to.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you feel like this game would have been as good as it is without those game mechanics?
No.
The new dash, the new everything.
No. God, no.
It would have felt like Doom 2016 all over again.
Yes.
And that's what's important about this game.
It wasn't like exceptional. This one, no. The movement is by far
fluid.
It is
it's
incredible.
fluid.
Yes.
Feels
Um,
great.
I remember now. Okay, we're back
Gotcha.
on topic.
See, I just had to keep talking for a minute.
Yes. I am not someone who is like, I need to 100% this game, right?
Yep.
I just casually went through and progressed the story along, and I did a little bit of exploring here and there.
Yeah.
Which there are plenty of upgrades, and like, there's points and like I said, like cheat codes and collectibles and
Armor
stuff like that.
tokens, weapon
Right.
tokens.
There's a whole bunch of stuff that you
Dude.
can find.
Oh.
So what I liked about it was it didn't force you into like this exploration, because I didn't explore too much. I would go through and I would only have like half of the collectibles and stuff like completed, and
Gotcha.
that did not hinder my play experience whatsoever. I did
No,
not feel
it
like I was
won't.
missing out. I was just like, great, I can't wait to go back and pick up where I left off. Additionally, though, there are a lot of things where you literally have to go out of your way to find and do these things, these like
Yes.
secret tasks, which I did like as well. Like, if you want to do this, you gotta fucking work for it. You're not
Yes.
just like, you don't, it's very difficult to just stumble across some of these things.
You don't just get to fucking do it. You need to put in the time and work in this game to find these secrets. And that's why it took me longer than it took most of our friends to complete the game, is because I almost 100% of the game, right? So I'm missing a few things. I'm missing a few collectibles. But I completed all the Slayer gates. I completed all but one Gore Nest. Which we'll talk about Gore Nest and Slayer gates in a minute here. I upgraded my armor completely, my weapons completely. I almost 100% of this game. But that's what I'd like to do. I would stay on an arena. I would stay in an arena for like 2 hours, hopping and dashing around, like just trying to find those secrets. And that's like what made me fall in love with this game. Because if you played Doom 1, 2, 1 and 2, the originals, there were secrets that you had that all around that game, both those games. And if you took the time, you would find them. If you didn't, but like you said, it doesn't hinder your play experience of the game, but it's there for those who want it.
Right.
And I like that. It's like, hey, explore this. If you want to explore the game and bang for your buck, we added this for you too. If not, just keep going. Keep going through the story.
Yeah.
But I'm one of those people who had to keep monkey barring around and dashing around and like, all right, if I shoot this thing, this is going to happen there. It's like, all right, cool. And
Right.
like, I spent my time doing that.
I definitely had some fun with the platforming and like jumping around everywhere and trying to traverse these maps. You could tell that they spent a lot of time with the actual platforming to getting to the next areas and progressing the story and stuff like that. So
Oh, yeah.
don't think of the like the double jump and like the dash mechanics as, just new mobility. It is used and required to traverse through these levels,
Yes.
let alone the actual combat.
Yes.
With that being said, let's talk about some of the new game mechanics compared to the previous Doom.
Okay.
Which my favorite one has got to be the fucking flamethrower.
Yes. Armor. So,
yes.
Did you want to introduce it then?
I can talk about it.
Yeah.
So one of your new abilities on your Doomslayer's equipment is a flamethrower that you can light enemies on fire. They will drop armor shards for you. And additionally, if you kill them while they are on fire, you'll get even more armor. Super, super useful when you can chain it and mix it with other things. So like you can set someone on fire and then you can glory kill them to get yourself both armor and health, or you can set them on fire and chainsaw them so that way you get armor and ammo and things like that. There's a little bit of a variety and like how you want to use your resources. Additionally, it has an alternative fire mode where it can lob frag grenades, which also I actually didn't find as useful as I had wanted to. I found myself not using that and instead preferring the
ice bombs.
Ice bombs, yes.
Gotcha. See, I didn't really rely on frag or ice bomb a lot. I used my flamethrower a lot because I would stack shit like you were talking about. So I'd flamethrower, chainsaw, glory kill, usually. But then I would occasionally throw into the mix a frag or an ice bomb as well. So I'd ice bomb something, freeze everything, flame it, glory kill, chainsaw. There's a lot of combinations you could do to really keep yourself going, which felt great.
Yes.
It felt fucking phenomenal. So all the new mechanics don't feel nuanced. They don't feel like they were forced into the game. They feel like they're very much supposed to be there, and I like that.
It kind of begs the question: is why wasn't it there to
In Doom
begin with?
2016,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. You look back
Well, they
on
were
that,
picking
you're
up the
just like,
pieces back then, though. Like, yeah, think like so. For kind of a backstory, like Doom 2016 was supposed to be like not 2016, but there was supposed to be a Doom that came out after Doom 3. It's gonna be Doom 4,
mhm.
and it played a lot like Call of Duty, and people were pissed. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
No,
exactly.
thank you.
They
I
called it
don't
call
like.
they called it Doom of Duty or Call of Doom, and they took a lot of the glory kill system from that original game and ported it and made Doom 2016 pretty much.
Mhm.
That's like that's not it's a story like a very small eggshell or a very small, very very small nutshell. Yeah. So those mechanics felt great. The platform mechanics felt great. The upgrade systems felt awesome. Those are more new mechanics that they're new to this game because there were upgrades you could do in the last game, but this game really fucking antes it up,
Right.
and like you're able to upgrade a lot, and
Mhm.
and it feels like when you upgrade, it's worth it. Like, it doesn't feel like you just like some paley little upgrade. No, they matter. Like
Yes.
stacking your health matters, stacking your armor matters. You know, upgrading your shotgun to so you don't start with the pistol in this game. You start with the shotgun. They
Which
just took the pistol right out. That's
yeah,
fine.
fantastic move. Fantastic
But they
move.
did.
Get that shit
People,
out of here.
data miners found the pistol in the game files, and you can now use the pistol. So
Alright, whatever.
whatever. But I thought that was a good fucking good choice because after I got my shotgun in Doom 2016, I'm not using this pistol
Yeah.
for what? I don't give a fuck about this. So, um, there was a specific mod for my shotgun I liked using, which was sticky bombs. And there were specific mods I would use for my Doomslayer where it was time would slow down as you aimed. So you double jump, aim, sticky bomb a fucking cacodemon in the mouth. And that's an instant kill. That's instant glory kill. Because you just go right up to it, blows up, it swallows the grenade, blows up, instant glory kill. Felt fucking great adding all those different abilities I just unlocked together to do that.
Right. There's the different runes. So like you were saying, there is bullet time essentially where you slows down time a little bit while you're using it. There's like being able to glory kill faster and farther away. Um, multiple charges on your frag grenades before having to let it recharge, things like that. A whole bunch of different runes that you can choose from. I unlocked all of those runes on my one playthrough, which lasted me about 20 hours or so. Um, and so I was really happy about that. That like I didn't have to upgrade that anymore, and I was able to mix and match and kind of tweak how I preferred. That was definitely really nice. The the weapons in this game are just in absurd. I don't want to get into every single one of them because there's some
There
ones
are some
that
spoilers.
right. Um, but a few, pretty much every single weapon, almost every single weapon has two different um, mods that you can put that like
Yeah.
upgrade, and of course you can swap between them. And almost every single one of them, I found a good use and purpose. Some of them I
Oh
didn't really
yeah.
use that much, like the plasma rifle. There was two of those mods. I didn't really use the plasma rifle that much, but that didn't really fit my playstyle as much.
Right.
Whereas the starting shotgun, once you got both mods for the starting shotgun,
Oh boy.
that is your go-to gun, and it's incredible.
Other than the time old classic, the super shotgun,
Right, which
which
is
we
even
won't get
better
too
than that
much
one.
into though, because there are some little well,
Right.
everyone's seen it. Everyone's seen it. It's got a meat hook on it.
Mhm.
It's got a grappling hook. That felt fucking dope, by the way.
One small little spoiler: you can upgrade it to make the hook on fire, and then
That felt even sweeter.
yeah, right. Like you're sending a fucking flaming hook, and I love that it doesn't pull the enemy towards you; it
You
pulls
have to go
you
towards
to
that
the enemy.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it pulls you to the
Yeah.
enemy.
It felt great. It's like a reverse scorpion.
Right, like get over here, come over there. Like I don't fucking know how to do that.
Get over here. um, yeah, all the weapons felt great, and every time you unlock a new weapon, it the game makes you learn how to use that weapon in a situation that you would have to use it. Like as soon as a new enemy is introduced, you have to learn that enemy, and then that enemy is introduced with other enemies. So it's like, oh fuck! So I have to use what I know on that enemy with this enemy at the same time. Like the game keeps you learning. Like
Right,
you're not just able to fucking just frag through the game. Like
no,
I guess you could, but like
a lot more
the
difficult.
game really wants you to learn, and it
Right,
really keeps trying to teach you.
you are encouraged to be weapon swapping constantly, so that way you have this gun can help deal with this monster's weak points, and this one can help take this monster's shield down. This one is like your big damage finisher and things like that. You're constantly swapping in between weapons depending on the situation and the enemies that you are fighting. I did like Okay, this is something that I really like and I really hated at the same time. I still don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
It was once they introduced a new enemy type, right? It
Hmm.
immediately brings up a little tutorial and it goes, "Hey, this is what this guy does.
Yeah.
Here's his weak points, and that's how you take care of him, make it easier for you." On one hand, I was like, okay, that's interesting. You're showing me that. But at the same time, I also feel like I would have enjoyed it more had those tips not spoiled it for
You
me
can
and I
turn it
was
off.
able to. Right. I I didn't think about that on my first playthrough, obviously. I just kind of went with the defaults and how the game worked, right? Just see it as it was.
Yeah.
Um, I would definitely recommend, if you are looking to challenge yourself, remove those tips and
Yeah.
figure out. It's a lot more rewarding when you figure out for yourself how to take care of someone compared to it just being like, hey, here's a new guy, shoot this spot and then you're good. And it's like, okay, I can do that. I would have
Absolutely.
much rather preferred to be like, oh, that's how you do that, oh, that's how you deal with this fucking asshole you know but
Um.
that's just my opinion on it. Like I said, I still don't know how I feel about it. I really enjoyed it and really disliked it all at the same time. So
So one thing I did enjoy, and I'm gonna sound like a fucking sadistic piece of shit. I liked that there was ammo scarcity.
yes, there's a huge emphasis on ammo management and resource management.
Yeah, it's a
You
pain in the
are
ass.
it is a pain in this. It's actually a little bit tedious. That's one of the things that I would I don't dislike, but I feel like they could have made it they could have made a few tweaks just to make it a little more enjoyable, right? I feel like it was just outside of what would be reasonable and fun. There's definitely a lot of times where you don't have any small minions to like chainsaw and get ammo back, and you're just running away from these big motherfuckers. You have no ammo, and you're like, I really need something, and there's fucking nothing. Like, someone please help me, and you're
And
just getting slaughtered and fucking pounded. Yeah.
you really rely on fodder in this game. So that'd be your gargoyles, your imps, lost
Yes.
souls, soldiers, zombies, and maker drones. So you really rely on those for ammo, health, and shield. So
Yes.
if you see them, immediately chainsaw. Don't waste your bullets on them. Just chainsaw them. That's what I would do. I would chainsaw, or I would beat shotgun glory kill. That's how I would get the ammo and the resources I needed to go onto my heavies, which fighting an arachnotron with no fucking ammo or like a carcass with no ammo,
Bullshit.
pain in the fucking dick.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But that's what. So to bring up an enemy like the carcass, a cool mechanic that I did like. So carcass is the weird fucking chubby dude with bullshit spider legs who would throw up a shield.
Oh, that fucking I hate that fucking guy.
Listen, I liked taking my plasma rifle and shooting the shield, exploding the shield back onto him, go into super shotgun, pull myself to him, and blow his head off immediately. That was I fucked him up like that. Which
I usually just avoided them until I got rid of the bigger issues, and then I'm like, all right, let's try to get your fucking annoying little dick out of here.
well, the Archvile was fucking annoying. I'm glad there wasn't that many of them, and the Marauder was a bit of a fucking challenge when I first. But we'll get into that in spoilers, I think.
No, we can talk about a few of the enemy types.
We'll get into the enemies in a minute. There were a few things I did want to talk about though, weapon wise, and this goes for enemies too. So, and I guess it'll tie in with graphics. So we'll go weapons, enemies, graphics. The game harkens back to Doom and Doom 20 and Doom 2 with changes to weapons, how they look. The plasma rifle looks like the plasma rifle from Doom 2.
Right, the enemies look like the enemies.
The soldiers had the green hair. I was like, yes. I was like, that is great. That was a great choice.
Yeah, they pretty much modeled it to a T. Or
well, Doom 2 was on Earth too.
Right. It's sort of like revamping the franchise is kind of like a new take on the previous games. It's not like a brand new original thing. It's sort of the same as Doom 2, but modernized.
Yes. I liked that though. I liked that they did that with certain enemies and certain weapons. So that I want to get further into graphics after we talk about the enemies though.
Okay.
I did enjoy every enemy I came across. Even at difficult points, I was like, God, this enemy looks great. This is a fun fight. There were a couple times when I was playing the Marauder where I felt like I felt overwhelmed until I started learning the Marauder.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the second or third time you fight him, I was like, oh, I got this fucking bitch.
He's a
cheap little bitch, though.
He's such a fucking prick, this stupid Marauders. So, quick rundown on the Marauders. It's
Marauder.
Well, the Marauders.
It's only one. It's the same one. Sorry.
Regardless, it doesn't matter if I put a fucking S at the end of it or not, but whatever, Nick. The Marauder, singular.
Sorry, bitch.
He's a pain in the ass. So basically, you have to fight him. You have to stay mid-range. If you're too far away, he throws axes at you with insane precision, regardless of like, hey, I'm gonna move out of the way of this. No, it followed you. Not actually how it works, but it felt like that's how it worked. Because he just never missed. On top of that, if he gets too close, he just fucking shoots you with a shotgun.
He pulls out this little baby dick shotgun. It's like, man,
bam.
It's funny how he pulled it. I was like, it's like, oh, it looks like a little baby throwing up a shotgun. It cracked me up.
On top of that, he has a doggo that he's able to summon.
Long range.
Yeah, and the dog just like appears out of nowhere and just fucks you up out
of
nowhere. You're
fucked at all range.
Yeah, and then on top of that, if you don't time your attacks with his attacks at the correct moment, he just pulls out a fucking shield out of nowhere and blocks your shit.
Yeah.
He is definitely a powerhouse, and I hated nothing more than to be finishing a fucking arena you're on the fourth or fifth wave, right? You're on your last fucking
You're exhausted.
You're exhausted. You have no fucking ammo or anything. You run out of people to like fucking mooch off of. And then you got this fucker that just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, I don't want to deal with you. I need help.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely a big pain in my ass when I played the game. But when I learned him, I learned him. It took me 2 or 3 Marauder fights to learn him, but I learned him. And I saw that bitch. I had a problem with the Archvile because I didn't like the Archvile when I first encountered the Archvile. I believe it was Doom 64 or Doom 2. Whichever one of the Dooms it is. Archvile can basically bring res enemies.
Oh, and that fucking guy?
That's an Archvile, yeah. Pain in the fucking dick.
Oh, see, yeah, he's also the guy who's like the Sentinel. He like buffs everyone else at the same time.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. He's basically a walking buff token.
Yeah.
which buff tokens was a fun little thing too. Buff tokens, like you hop into an arena out of nowhere, it's like buff token activated. You just have to go there and crush it, then you're fine.
Yeah, you have to find it, otherwise everyone is like extra powerful and kills you extra quick. So you're basically just running away from them, like, where is that fucking thing? And you have like a
Every
wall
time
of
I didn't
people,
even waste.
a wall
I
of
did,
people fucking running behind you.
yeah.
You're just like, oh god, where is it? Where
And
is
they're
it?
persistent. Enemies are persistent. I'll throw since we're talking about enemies, they're persistent.
They
You don't
follow
just
you around. Yeah, they try to cut
you
you
don't
off. They're always on your ass.
they stalk you. You don't just get to go to a different side of the arena.
No,
Like you don't just get to keep. No, they follow you.
you go to the other side of the arena and they're like, hey, guess what? We're here too.
Yeah, we brought more.
We got some friends.
Yeah, buff tokens just it is how it sounds. It just buffs up the entire enemies wave in front of you. Really quick to go back, which I know people are probably like, why are you going back? When we're talking about the tutorials, so the reason I forgot to mention this. The reason I did like that, it felt very D&D-esque the way it was explaining shit, because the original Doom that was made was based off a D&D campaign.
That's a fun fact that I did not know.
So yeah, it was their D&D campaign. They're like, oh, let's make a video game. Oh, what about our D&D campaign? Oh, let's do that, and they did that. That's how it felt to me. It felt very like D&D-esque the way it was. They were throwing out lore and explaining it in the tutorial things.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it for that reason. So, but yeah, no, the Marauder was a pain in the ass. The Archvile was a pain in the ass. Baron of Hells weren't hard. Cyber Demon, whatever, wasn't hard.
Yeah, let's not get into too many more of the enemies.
No, absolutely not. What I will say is that each enemy is unique, except for the fodder. But like you can't just like you can't just go up to an imp and beat it to death. You have to put effort into it, which I like. If you're not going to chainsaw it,
right? Until you get later into the game,
yeah. But like I like that. I like that everything has a purpose in this game. All the enemies play off each other, and your weapons play off those enemies.
Mm-hmm.
The game constantly is trying to teach you and keep you learning, and it feels great. It doesn't feel condescending. It doesn't waste your time. It just keeps you fucking going, and it's very, very, very fun, and it's very fast paced.
Extremely.
So, other than like, in my opinion, again, the Marauder felt cheap at first, but then you learn them, and it's like, oh, I'm just being a bitch. So even that, I was like, oh, I'm not mad about that. So everything feels fair. Now, to go on, to keep this section spoiler free as much as we can, the graphics.
Incredible.
The game looked beautiful on my computer.
It's so optimized. Like, yeah, I had a couple of technical issues where I experienced a couple of crashes and a couple bugs, but literally so few and far in between that I had to like brainstorm up times that I had issues.
You had to think about something to be pissed about. Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I had an issue with it on last Tuesday at around 7:07.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally, it happens so few where like you launch any other game and it's like, hold on guys, my game crashed, I gotta restart it. Like that barely I went through like 7 hours without any single issue whatsoever, and I'm like, this is incredible. This is the greatest game I've ever played.
On launch.
Right. They didn't even have to put out a day one fucking 40
No.
gigabyte patch.
Here's Doom, play. Felt great. It looked
I also love the visual style. It looks great. The details, right? The environment, the fucking the weapons, the characters.
Up close to the environments too. It looks really good.
Oh yeah, and then on top of that, you have all of the different bright colors, and it's very easy to tell what it was you were looking at. Something big and red, it was either shotgun ammo or it was an exploding canister. If it was green, it was armor. Yeah, it was very distinct and easy to figure it out.
And the 1-ups, I like those little 1-ups. It felt I like the arcade feel of that. Like I was like, I like that. Like,
which is basically just like an extra life, you know.
Yeah, if you fucking die in the middle of a fucking huge swarm, which you're going to.
Yeah.
Hey, keep going.
Yeah.
You gotta restart. You don't gotta restart, baby. Keep going. It's like, oh, yes. It felt graphically, because Doom 2016, people were still talking about.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that game is great. It's optimized, blah, blah, blah. It is, and it looks fantastic. But Doom Eternal
blew it out of the water.
Yeah. I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like everything looks beautiful.
Like I remember playing the Doom reboot 2016 on console. I think at your place,
Probably.
and just like amazed. I'm like, wow, this is so like really good, fast paced action. It looks incredible, type of deal. And even though like I never finished that game through, it was still an enjoyable time. And literally, the moment I picked up a Doom Eternal and played the first level, I was like, that game was fucking horseradish, fucking dog shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No,
Um,
dude.
can we also say that the fucking soundtrack,
Oh,
the
dude.
fucking soundtrack,
Hard dick heavy metal the entire time.
Mick Gordon as composer did a fantastic job. Not only as it being really good music to like get you pumped up and you're in the mood, right?
It was
Like,
good metal.
yeah, so a lot of people like there's a lot of people I know, like for instance one of my cousins, he's not really a metalhead but he likes to listen to metal when he goes to work out, gets him in the mood, gets him lifted,
Yeah.
raging and stuff like that. Totally get that. If that's you're not a metal person and you listen to this music, it's gonna put you right into that mood, right? I could go and work out to that shit, fucking phenomenal.
I rip and
But
tear you in half for that.
yeah, but at the same time, I'm a metal listener and I'm listening to this. I'm like, this fucking soundtrack is dope. Like, can I just put this on my Spotify playlist? I'm gonna fucking jam this in my car.
You can put it on your Spotify playlist.
I know,
Really
it's
quick
wonderful.
to talk about the soundtrack, I actually purchased it on vinyl
Nice.
and it got destroyed on shipping.
Not nice.
They didn't make many of them. No, not happy.
Are you gonna put a finger in your butt and call customer service or
Already did.
okay?
Gave my money back, and it says it's still on its way here.
That's good. Hopefully you get one.
Yeah, I guess I'll at least for the
Yeah.
case. I guess no. The soundtrack was great.
Yes.
The soundtrack mixed in with how the guns sound, how the environment sounds, how the enemies sound, how not going there yet. Not going there yet. We'll talk about that in the spoilers. But how the game sounds in general, the sound design is beautiful. It is crisp. It is cohesive. If something's coming from your left, you can hear it coming from your left. It's not coming from your fucking right. It's coming from your fucking left. Go left. Go left. You're not being tricked. When you hear a cacodemon, when you hear a fucking imp, archvile, any of those enemies, you're like, oh fuck, it's time to go. And then that metal kicks in, and you're just fucking cruising and ripping and tearing, and it feels you feel unstoppable, dude. The game is very good at making you feel unstoppable, and that's why I kept playing. I played for like fucking 10 hours. I did the same thing I did with Half-Life Alyx Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
I just didn't stop.
You're the Doomslayer. I also want to bring up real quick that when I'm talking about how much I love the soundtrack, I don't mean just like the metal music when you're amped and you're in the middle of the fight. I'm talking about like everything, right?
The ambient music is fantastic.
The ambient music when you're fucking platforming and exploring, and you have this like low demonic, like all of that shit going on. You're like, this is fucking creepy. Where am I?
Like the soft like in the backgrounds at times, like holy fuck, like it felt great. Like it feels, and like when you find secrets, that fucking riff is rewarding as fuck.
Oh yeah, it's like it's fucking love it.
I love it. It's so rewarding to do any. The game is really good at making you feel valued at all times. Like it really is, and like you'll never be able to take it away from id. You'll never be able to take it away. Like the game is very good at making you feel like you are accomplishing a lot, and you are. You're like I said, like 4 times. This game is constantly teaching you. You're constantly learning, and you're being rewarded for playing this game well. And that's not to say if you played on easy mode, you're still gonna have those struggles. I guarantee. You're gonna have a great time on whatever fucking mode on Ultra Nightmare that you played on. Yeah. Unless you're a glutton for pain, you want to play Ultra Nightmare, dude. That's on you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't play it on the hardest difficulty. I played it on Hurt Me.
I played on the second hardest difficulty.
Yeah, same. Hurt Me Plenty. So that's where I started, and I am more than wanting to go back on a second playthrough, a little bit more difficult.
I'll go on Nightmare.
Challenge myself and everything like that. Right. and then find all of the other stuff that I didn't get to.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like the Slayer gates that I missed because I was just like, yeah, I can't figure out how to get to it, so fuck it. I'm gonna skip it. Like,
Luckily, I found all the Slayer gates. Which Slayer gates, for those who don't know, are little small arenas, challenge arenas, for you to earn a key, and that key unlocks a gun called the Unmaker. It's not really a spoiler. It's right there in the beginning of the game. You see it right away.
it
Um,
is also unfortunately not as good as it
it's
could
just like how
be.
it was in Doom 64, where it's just like it's okay. It's a cool gun.
It is a cool gun, but the in-game counterpart to the Unmaker that you just unlock for free just by playing the story
The
is actually more powerful. So it's not like that.
BFG.
No, I wasn't talking about that, but go right ahead and just spoil that for everyone.
That's
Not a
not a
big deal.
spoiler. Everyone knows the BFG is going to be in this game.
Okay, maybe not everyone. I'm trying to be considerate here, and you're
Fine,
being a
fine,
dick.
fine. BFG's in the game. We'll talk more about that in the spoilers. What if you don't? If you've never played Doom, you start with Doom Eternal. I guess good for you, but you should still know what a BFG is. That Monster Energy made a BFC, a big fucking can.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Whatever. Let's go.
Doesn't
This
mean
game is
anything.
Monster Energy in a can. That's pretty much what it is.
It is the Kyle of games.
Yeah.
Who's fucking downing Monster Energy drinks and punching holes in the drywall because he loves you so much.
Now, you stupid fuck. You're stupid asshole. Um, so with all those being said, before we do go into spoilers, again, to reiterate, we love the story. The sound design is great. The weapons feel fantastic. The new mechanics were very much welcomed and needed to be there, especially the platforming. Let's talk about the Fortress of Doom.
Yes, that was the last thing that I wanted to touch on before we end our spoiler-free segment.
We're on the same page
Spoiler-free.
without making notes. We don't have a script or make notes for these episodes.
No, we just kind of do it and just see where it goes. Um,
It's very obvious.
So the Fortress of Doom is like your little space station up above. That's where you start and everything. Doesn't really explain how you get to it or how you get it, but whatever, you fucking have
How I
it.
go?
It's
Fuck how
cool.
I got there.
Right.
It's sweet.
It is cool. There is no like signs or any type of direction. You just gotta fucking figure it out and just roam around.
It's your little house. You learn it.
Right, eventually. That is where you spend like your points to upgrade your weapons and like upgrade your suit and buy new cosmetics for your suits and stuff like
Yes.
that. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I do think that it could have been a little more streamlined with like how to find everything. But the one thing that I did not like, I liked it and I disliked it, right?
Okay.
It's I more so disliked it than I do like it. I see where it's coming from, but I preferred it to be the original way where you're able to just unlock whatever you want when you have the points for it, right? Which is cool. It sounds awesome, right? You want this suit, you get the points, you
Which
buy that
points are
suit.
batteries, by the way? To
Yeah.
unlock shit in the Fortress of Doom, throughout every arena, you find ion batteries.
Something like that, yeah.
You find batteries that you insert into certain doors, and each door is 2 batteries.
Right, and then
That's how you unlock shit.
it, and then you get
And that's an
whatever's
extra point.
behind that door.
It's those
No.
extra points and shit on top points you found in the arena.
Right. So the thing is that there it was cool because you're looking around at all of this cool stuff that you can get, right? But for me, I found the suit that I liked the most and I bought it right away, and then I had zero one.
Batteries.
No, not batteries. I sell plenty of batteries. I didn't have a need to buy the other suits because
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
care about. I already got the one that I want. I
Well-
got that at the beginning too.
Well, let me stop you there, though, because what I will say is I unlocked all the suits. I found all the batteries.
Right.
So I unlocked everything. Even suits I didn't want. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I wanted the classic Doom suit, okay? And that's what I played with throughout the entire game.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to. It looked great. Opening those doors in certain areas will allow you to find more secrets, though. There are plenty of secrets outside of the Fortress of Doom when you're in the Fortress of Doom.
Oh
And
yeah.
so there are plenty of secrets within it. That's why I kept unlocking, because I knew there were secrets in those rooms that I could platform to.
I mean, that makes sense. I didn't
So,
get that in depth with it. Um, like I
yes,
said,
yeah, I did.
once I got the cosmetic items that I wanted right away, I I stopped caring about it because I already got what I wanted.
Gotcha.
Um, that's why it part of me liked that I was able I could just get what I want right away. But then I didn't really have to work for it. And that was the progression that I was missing from it. I didn't have to, oh, look at this one that I just unlocked. Now I can unlock this one, which unlocks this one, and so on and so forth. You just kind of, you kind of bypass it a little bit. So that was a little bit of a downer, but for the most part, I mean, that was honestly one of my biggest nitpicks about the entire like game is
Gotcha.
what I'm complaining about now, right? Like I said, you really have to like
That's a very small thing too.
right, like I literally like I said, I have to go out of my way to nitpick shit just so I'm not sucking id Software's fucking floppy dick.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, my favorite part about the Fortress of Doom is going to Doomslayer's room, which feels very 16-year-old boy in his metal phase
yes,
room,
you got
which I loved. I was
posters,
like, dude, guitars, posters,
all of the
like
collectibles that you
satanic books.
find
Oh,
are
it
are
felt
displayed.
great. There's a lot of awesome Easter eggs too in that room.
Uh-huh.
So in Doom 2, I think it was the end of Doom 2. Yeah, I think so. Doom Guy has a fucking, I'm gonna call him Doom Guy. It's been Doom Guy to me. Now he's Slayer, whatever. He had a pet rabbit named Daisy. And you can actually find Daisy's crate and rabbit food in the fucking room,
I
which
did not catch
cracked me up.
that.
There's an homage to Half-Life. There's an homage to Fallout. Uh Prey 2 gets a reference in it. It's not even out yet. There's a bunch of cool shit in there.
Nice.
As well as if you go to the computer, so Doom Guy has a fucking like Windows 98 computer, which is hilarious. If you go to that computer, you can actually play Doom 1 and 2 in its entirety. If you find the floppy disks.
Right.
You have to find all the floppy disks. But you can play Doom 1 and 2 in their entirety on that small computer.
That's pretty sweet. That is pretty
So
cool.
it's technically 3 games in one. What, you know what I'm saying? But it's
Yeah.
cool that you can just fucking go to a computer and play Doom 1 and 2.
Yeah. No, that is cool.
Doom 2 is actually unlocked if you know a password, which I know the password. I'll just give it to you if you wanted to ever do it. But like that's cool though. That is a nice little thing where it's like, hey, we didn't forget where we came from,
Right. Right.
and it shows to me that it's still within the same lore as Doom 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, um,
I think
yeah,
unless there's anything else that you want to touch on before we get into our spoiler section, I guess. Like I said, is there anything else you want to touch on before we move on?
yeah, multiplayer.
Ah, yes, I almost forgot the multiplayer.
Really quick, because there's not much to it, but it is an interesting take on multiplayer. It's an
Yeah.
interesting take on the arena multiplayer as well, which we were just talking about arena games, and this is something new. Do I think it works 100%? No. I don't think it works 100% though. So
It's a really cool concept. I really liked what they did with it. I do think that if they continue to improve upon it, they can have something really awesome.
there still needs to be more to the game though. That
Right.
can't be the only multiplayer you have in Doom. That felt like a cop out to me. So what it basically is there's 2 demons and 1 slayer.
Yes.
And the demons get their own abilities, and the slayer has his abilities. And each round you get to upgrade just a little bit more. There's 3 rounds.
Mhm.
Unless it keeps going on. It's fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
I did notice there were a couple server side issues, but that probably has to do with the amount of people actually playing video games right now. So I'm
Mhm.
not really going to say it's on their end. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that it's probably like, hey, everyone's literally playing video games right now. Like I'm going to kind of say that. The arenas were great. I played all the arenas. They're fun. I like them, but I feel like if you add death matches and shit like that in the game too, like it just didn't feel enough. Like it was fun. Like it's a great multiplayer mode,
Right.
but by itself, I can't recommend just playing Doom online.
No, I get that. If they were like, hey, here's the main focus of multiplayer, right? Here's this cool new mode that we've introduced, give it a shot. But for those who don't like it, or if you want something different, here's 2 maps, a team deathmatch and a counter and a capture the flag map, right?
Make a Slayers versus Demons map. You got fucking 6 Slayers and 6 Demons.
Oh, no, that sounds way too overpowered.
No, it's chaotic.
No,
it's chaotic.
No. Demons lose every time. 6 Demon Slayers versus 6 Demons. 1
Or
Demon Slayer versus like 50 demons is already an even.
True. Okay, yeah.
Even 6v6. No,
that would be okay. Whatever.
You would need it to be something like 2v4 or like 2v5 type.
Yeah. So you'd have to like pretty much triple.
Right.
Against the Slayers. Whatever.
The
Regardless,
2v1 is like I said, it's a sweet
cool.
spot. It is cool. They are pretty quick matches. Each game is like 10 to 15 minutes or so. It was nice once you really started to get the hang of it, learning the different demons to play as, and kind of understanding how to work with the other demon on your team without actually talking. I don't know if there was a VoIP. I never once heard.
There's VoIP. Yeah.
Okay. Never used it. None of my teammates ever used it, but it was always pretty clear as to like, this is kind of what needs to happen.
Corner him.
Take
Corner the Slayer.
Right.
I will say this: a good Slayer is always going to win.
Oh yeah.
You're never going to beat somebody who knows how to like move with is a really good Slayer. You're never going to win that match.
Right.
So, with that being said, my final score, because there's not really much. That's it. That's the multiplayer. There's not much else to it.
You can easily get like 5 to 10 hours out of good enjoyment out of it, but anything past that, unfortunately, kind of runs its course.
If they add more, I will be more than willing to hop back into multiplayer.
Yeah,
if there is, because with how it looks, I'd love to play. I'd love to play some classic Arena Doom on that game. Love to. With that being said, before we go to the spoilers, I want to say my score for Doom Eternal is going to land at a 9.5.
You're giving it a 9.5? All right.
Because the only thing that really took it away from me was the multiplayer.
Okay.
Everything else I enjoyed so much because I felt like this game was genuine. I felt like it really respected me as a player. Yeah. And I felt like it was a labor of love. I didn't experience any problems with it. The game was beautiful. It was nostalgic. The multiplayer, though, lack thereof content from multiplayer is what takes that little bit away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So 9.5 for me.
Okay, that's understandable. For me, it is coming in at a solid 8.5, probably. Nice. 8.5 to 9 area, somewhere in between there. I absolutely love the game. It was great. I did unfortunately experience some technical issues. Like I was saying, there was an issue where I could not complete the last level of the campaign for about a week. It was bugged even after uninstalling and reinstalling. I still had to wait until they got it fixed, type of deal. That's just my luck. Also, the story, it wasn't anything special. It did its job, but I definitely felt there could have been more to it. So little disappointed in that. But when it comes down to just the basics, the bare essential, the gameplay loop of this game, if you're even a slightest little bit of an FPS or arena shooter fan, this is fucking incredible, and you need to check it out. And that's pretty much as much as I can say about that without spoiling much more.
Yeah, absolutely. With that, so 9.5 for me, 8.5 for Matt.
So an
very good
9.
scores.
Yeah, average of 9 for
WASD gives it a 9 out of 10.
Right.
So spoilers, huh?
Well, I was gonna say, anyone you want to shout out or anything, we'll do the end of the episode, a little stuff, and then right at the end.
Because spoilers not gonna be that long. This could be a quick little thing.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, we can just do that. All right. So then, in that case, warning, spoilers. Anything we're about to talk about. Yes. If you do not want anything spoiled for you, stop listening now. just skip to the end so that way you can hear any shout outs or whatever, or just fucking fuck off for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
Or
we
the
know.
rest of the episode,
Whatever.
whatever.
Do your thing, baby.
This will just be a couple of minutes of us just kind of fucking around talking about stuff.
And spoilers are starting now. Hearing Doom Guy fucking talk was dope.
Yes. Even though it was kind of that like
It was cheesy.
Cool, yeah, it's
It
super
was,
cheesy.
but like that,
Super cheesy,
of course,
like a comic book, like must kill
well that
them all.
well that's what it came from. That's what it comes. That's what it
I
came
know.
from. The
I
comic
know.
book,
Yeah.
which I loved, dude.
You may have loved. It was extremely cheesy and not like
I loved it.
super
Loved
great.
it.
Rip
and tear. I was like,
rip and tear.
when he did that, I was like, whoa, time to kill.
See, I'm just sitting here. I'm just like, smoke another pack, man. Like can't you just have like a normal, like deeper voice, not like some fucking, like I don't know.
Sounds like Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse.
Right, exactly.
That was cool. I liked that. Fuck you. All the nods to all the old games are sweet.
Yes.
Which we talked about. It wasn't really a spoiler.
No.
The icon of sin is the last level. That's really the only spoiler there is.
Well, no, there's that. There's the Argent Sword, the BFG. There's the
that's all
fucking
lore,
laser.
though.
Huh?
The BFG 10,000's in it, which was sweet.
I know.
That's
I was
all
talking
lore,
about.
though.
That's not lore.
The Argent Sword and all that. That's newly created lore. The Crusaders and all that.
Well, yeah. No, that's what I'm. That's
Okay, go on. Let's go.
That's the stuff you don't want to ruin for people. It's the new stuff.
That's
like,
true.
How do you?
Whatever, just go. Keep going. Don't let me stop you.
You are letting me stop. Or
I suck.
I don't know. Whatever. No, yeah. So the Icon of Sin, he was a pain in the ass. He was also fucking monstrous, and he literally just punches you. He punches you and you die. Like
yeah, with no fucking. It took him nothing to do it.
Yeah. No, for spoilers. So I'm trying to think. It's not the plasma rifle, but like the plasma like crossbow. I'm trying to remember what the name.
Ballista.
The ballista. Yes, that was my favorite fucking gun.
That was sweet, dude.
It was incredible.
Being
able to fucking like the wind up shot where it fucking like embeds and then does like extra damage was sweet. But my favorite was the actual like clearing where it's like the big fucking crossbow.
Everything reacts to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like hitting all the fodder enemies, or they'd be like, "Whoa!" and like they split in half.
Yeah,
watching all those weapons really quick, like the mechanics of those weapons actually work to like create a shot was sick as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Like watching those bolts embed and then shoot, I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like that's a lot of animation right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, god damn. Yeah, the ballista was really fucking cool. The Unmaker. Which obviously, if you beat all the Slayer gates, that's what you get. That's cool. Not the great. BFG's better.
Yeah.
There's people who are like, no, Unmaker's better than BFG. Nah, not really.
No.
BFG's better.
You have a room full of super demons and you shoot off one BFG and all of a sudden the entire room is clear except for like maybe one dude.
Yes,
like,
one lone dude.
But you don't have much ammo for it. You definitely need to be scarce. There's been more than enough times where I was like, I need at least one charge for this, and I don't have it.
I don't have it. I'm fucked.
I know.
God, that was a terrible feeling. I did like that they brought older demons back. Like, well, they had them in the last game, but how they were revised was to look like they were from Doom 1 and 2. Like, the Mancubus looked great. I will say the Revenant wasn't as scary looking as it was in Doom 2016.
The Revenant, which one was that again?
Shoulder cannons. Dude, shoulder cannons, dude.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
He was scarier in Doom 2016.
He literally just looked like a skeleton with a jetpack.
Yeah. So that was whatever. Hell Knights were great. The one they brought back was a Pain Elemental, which is basically a cacodemon that can summon lost souls and use them as shields and fire them at you.
See, I didn't care much for that
I didn't either. It was just something
I
nice.
actually I actually I preferred fighting the Cacodemon, not because it was so easy to just take them out, but like it was very clear and defined how to take care of that enemy. Whereas
Pain Elemental
the
wasn't
Pain
you couldn't
Elemental,
just shoot a
it
grenade in its mouth for some reason. I was like,
right.
I don't know why you can't do that when it is
You
essentially
literally basically had to use like a ballista
yeah.
rocket launcher, or you just had to put so much fucking ammo into it until eventually you could get rid of it. There
Yes.
wasn't really any clear like, here's your counter, here's your shortcut to make this guy a little easier.
Yes. So, those are really the weapons and the enemies that are really in this spoiler.
Yeah, I
You know,
thought it was cool going through the story mode, and you know you have no fucking bars, right? You don't care what is happening, you want your revenge, you want to kill this guy, and you do that,
the
and you
priest.
try to yes, you the priest, you're trying to sabotage him and kill him, and then in the terms of that, then all of a sudden you unleash the icon of sin that you then have to go and fight, and you're like, you probably shouldn't have done that, dude.
Well, I like how he's like, if you spill my blood in here, you will unleash more than you can realize. And he's just like,
Okay.
boom, and just
Yeah, just
that's it.
fucking straight up just
Uh,
takes
the
him out.
con maker,
The con maker.
the angel you fight.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
She was annoying. I hated that boss fight. I was like, I got it. I understood what you had to do, but it was like, it's a bit annoying.
Yeah, no, it was
But
that
it
was
was still
took me a
fun
few tries.
because like she'll send out her wave of enemies,
Hmm.
which weren't hard at all. They're fodder. The maker drones. And you just headshot them.
They are and they aren't fodder. They serve the purpose as fodder while still being
A
difficult, and
nuisance,
they
a heavy
still
nuisance,
yeah,
long
they
range
still
too.
definitely deal out quite a lot of damage.
Yes,
Um,
but if you
it was
headshot
one
them, that's ammo, health, and armor.
yes, no, it was wonderful when I was playing against them. Um,
So one thing I will say I did enjoy, which they kind of, I guess, I didn't find this in this game. Other people are talking about it, but I know it's there, and I know that it is part of the lore now. Doomslayer is actually the great grandson of B.J. Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein.
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's weird.
think about that for a minute. Like really, like put that into perspective. Be like, oh my god, like they're intertwined. Like okay, let's see, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of like lore that it could be spoilers. I feel, but it's also a fun fact I want to throw in there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um,
I didn't know that.
I did enjoy how this went back Doom 2. It felt like Doom 2 because it
Mhm.
is hell on earth, and there's so many things in this game that God is so good. Like
Mhm.
you're fighting heaven and hell essentially.
Right.
A
There
little sliver of heaven and a lot of hell on earth.
a lot of hell.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
you figure out heaven ain't so good either. They're
yeah.
dicks too. Which no shit.
No. I'm trying to remember. So, and there was definitely quite a few enemy types that gave me issues as well. Pinkies were fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to remember. It was like the big motherfucker. I'm trying to remember his name.
The Baron of Hell.
Is it the Baron of Hell, or is it? It's probably the Baron of Hell.
Because you got
Um,
barons, you got the Baron of Hells. You also got the Hell Knights,
the Hell Knights. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. The Hell
which
Knight
is
is
like
the
which is a heavy. It's a heavy enemy, and like the Baron of Hell is like a super heavy.
yeah, no, the Baron of Hell is who I'm talking about. You have to kill him with the sword, or he's just a fuck. He's like impossible
Yeah,
to take
yeah,
care of.
yeah.
I did not like that because then it's like, hey, here's a charge for your sword. I know you're gonna need it, and then he pops up, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just go ahead and whap, 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 dead, and then thanks for the
I
recharge.
I really
It,
felt like
it,
the sword could have been utilized more.
yes, it
It
was
felt underutilized.
essentially just a way to take care of super heavies that you needed out of your way quickly.
Well, it felt to me, it felt like we kind of threw this into the game because it's in all the commercials. So you want to try it out, kind of thing. That's how it felt to me. It's like, here you go, try it out, but you don't actually get to try it out.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do know what you are saying.
it's it's like for the chainsaw for me. I do believe I know what you are saying. It's like the chainsaw for me. Like in the original Dooms, I did like that I could actually physically use the chainsaw and not just have to use a key to will it into existence type thing.
Right. Yeah.
I like that I could actually just walk around with a chainsaw and fucking just literally run into shit and use my
Yeah.
chainsaw like Ash from Evil Dead. Um, that's fine. I understand. You know, I get it. So, all the upgrades for the guns that I did like, especially adding fire to the super shotgun. Super shotgun people said didn't feel overpowered. I don't know what you're smoking because I could literally destroy an entire wave with my super shotgun by just finding fodder and chainsawing that fodder because you don't have to get ammo for the chainsaw. It just regens.
It does regen slowly. It only regens one, I believe. The
It
other
regens
two,
one, but that's enough to get fodder.
yeah, no, it is. But that is something where it'll regen you one of the potential 3 uses you can have for it. The other 2 you have to find gas canisters. So
Yeah.
I did like that. It wasn't just like you could consistently recharge it forever and ever.
Oh
You still
no,
have to be a little bit
because at that point you'd be taking heavies out like nothing.
hmm
You should be chainsawing heavies.
Yeah.
And that's boring.
Um,
That'd be boring.
yeah, I don't know. I
I
think
oh, you're done.
I think I am. I don't have too much more to say. I think I'm all poopered out.
So the Icon of Sin was a fun boss fight. Uh, I will say the ending of Doom was to be desired. It just
Yeah.
ends. It just ends. That's the game. There's going to be another one
Yeah.
in the next couple years, but it just ends. So
See, I'm
whatever.
actually okay with it just ending
I am
because
too. I am
because
too.
now
But,
we don't have to deal with the stupid fucking cliffhanger
oh, like
and
Half-Life.
everything like that. Right.
Fuck.
We don't have to wait 5 years to figure out what the fuck happens next. It's like
14 years.
the here is the story, here is the conclusion, that is the game. Right? There's
We'll
no
pick back up
build-up.
next time.
Right. I also like the fact that the fact that there is no cliffhanger means that they don't limit themselves, right? The
Exactly.
moment that you put a cliffhanger into the ending, it's like, okay, this is the path that we have set up. We have no room for innovation to go away from that path now, right?
Right.
You can mess with
all
the
those
path,
weapons are
but
there,
you
and
cannot get off that path of like, this is what we teased. This has got to happen now, right? You can't just pull up the next game and be like, hey, yeah, remember that? That didn't work out. Let's do
I
something different.
really want to link this to Half-Life Alex very fucking badly because God damn it, it's so good. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I'm happy, but obviously I didn't want the game to end, and
No,
that's where I'll leave this Doom. I guess that's like the best thing you could say about a game, right? I didn't want it to end.
yeah.
I wanted this experience to keep going. And when it
Um,
did end, I felt like it was the appropriate ending. And I felt like it was the appropriate amount of time, but I still wanted more. But it's fine because I didn't
Right.
feel left out. I didn't feel like I lost anything. I didn't feel like they didn't give me enough. I was just like, I need more Doom now. So that's where I'll leave this off. That's my take on Doom 2020, Doom Eternal. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Yeah, great fucking game. If you like FPSs, buy it. Like, what are you waiting for? Buy
Don't
it.
wait for it to go on sale. Spend the
No,
$60.
it'll be worth it.
Let's keep id going.
Yes,
Let's keep them going with money. Let's let them make more games.
they need the game sales because there's no microtransactions, which we did not bring up. Although they shouldn't have to be praised for the fact that they don't have aggressive microtransactions. We
There's
shouldn't
none though.
praise them for what should be the norm. But I
No,
am
because then you make
because
microtransactions the norm.
right. I am going to praise them regardless, even though we shouldn't have to. I'm still going to because there's no microtransactions, there's no aggressive paywalls or anything like that. It's just you pay for the game and then you have the game. And
Yep.
it's awesome.
Yep.
So
Felt great. So yeah, with that being said, that's our Doom Eternal, Doom 2020 look and review.
yeah.
So we did it. We got an hour and 40 minutes. It's like our old episodes.
It has been a long time since we got
I'm proud.
since we
I
got
feel like
this much.
I feel like people are gonna love this episode. So especially if you play Doom 2020, Doom Eternal. So with that
And
being
if
said,
you didn't play Doom Eternal,
you
let this
need
be
to.
a lesson to you. Go out and fucking play it.
Yeah, absolutely. You should go out and buy this game.
Sorry,
So
not go out. Stay in and play it. Don't go outside. There's
you
the
don't go to the
Rona
store.
and shit. Stay
Then
inside.
you'll become a fucking army of hell soldiers and all that.
Yeah.
With that being said, this is the end of the episode. You fuckers, we've stayed so long. I want to give a shout out to the Grief Burrito Dudes, Loser Podcast, NDFX, Jay Priest on his YouTube page. He's coming back to podcasting, which I'm stoked for. Expect WASD and NDFX to be talking soon. We're going to be doing an episode with him. Who else do I want to fucking shout out? From the couch. Wait, from the shelf.
Okay, I was like from the couch.
From the shelf.
From the couch.
God damn it. I'm tired. Give it up to our boys Yoloder and D-Tune on Twitch. Listen, I'm missing out on a lot of. I'm gonna write this shit down next time. Grand Rapids Rapid podcast dudes. You know what I'm trying to say.
I think it's about time you cut your losses. Plug yourself.
Check me out on this podcast. Nowhere else. My social media is full of weird pictures of me and my baby. So, and my fiance. That's it. All right. I've been your host, Nick. Thank you guys. And Matt, now let's have you sign out.
This is the wonderful, badass, fucking hell-breathing Doomslayer getting ready to sign off. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, PBFreak42. You know, all of that good stuff. No big deal. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. With that being said, I think that's it for today's episode. That's all I got.
Take it easy, you greasy motherfuckers. I know you ain't been showering and changing them undies during quarantine.
Take care of yourself. Later, gamers.
Bye, guys.